Welcome everyone to our 2026 Digital Marketing Planning Workshop. This is for you if you run a pest control business, wildlife company, or any home service company, and you are starting to think about 2026, and you are starting to think about to set some clear goals. I want to set some clear targets, and I want to really engineer my marketing plan, my marketing strategy to bring that into reality. We have some couple of tools you may enjoy and you may use it even though during the webinar and also after the webinar. Here's my plan, what I'm going to do and what I'm going to execute. And let's see. Okay. So first of all, have we already set up our goals? So we have got some just mentioned resources, but everything I think starts for our targets and goals. I have been doing marketing planning since 20 years and in different industries, but I haven't done that online as a webinar every year, but we try to add different things because everything is changed in a fast pace, especially in digital marketing. First and foremost, we're going to make sure we got clear goals and targets for the year for 2026. And I'm sure some of you guys probably already set these goals. If just type clear in the chat, if you already got this, if you already have a clear mind for 2026. Let's see if anybody has a clear plan. Oh, Mark says yes. Okay, good. Second thing after the goal, but more important than is, I want to help you figure out what the KPIs are that will bring that into reality. I think a lot of us a set goal, and I want to do whatever next year. It may be 4 million, 2 million, 10 million. So those keywords, those performance indicators are going to be how many leads, what is the average cost per lead, and marketing breakdown in order to bring that into reality. If you're okay, we can break down that. So we made a clear chart for that, which you may see. Let me send you a link, a calculator, so we can organize our entire strategy around bringing that into existence. So we are going to map out the plan. There's a million different things that we can do to market our pest control, wildlife removal, and home service companies online, offline, and sometimes it gets chaotic and confusing. So what should I be spending my money on? Where should I be investing my energy? We are going to help you get clear on what the key initiatives are, how to stack them, and how to prioritize those strategies, whether we are going to be doing in-house or whether you are going to be subcontracting or you are going to be working with company like ours to help you execute this for you. And so that's what we are going to break down. We are going to spend a little bit of time helping you figure out if the goal is to get here, then how much do I need to spend to bring that into reality? And what is the budget? What are the channels, right? Which channels should be paying? Offline, online. So what does offline means? What does online means? So we are going to work on these. And this year also a new year, and there's a lot of different things happening in AI space. And I know it's scary. And in the digital marketing ecosystem, it's even scary for us. So I'll be also talking about some of those trends so that you can be aware and ideally be on the cutting edge and ahead of that going into 2026. And most importantly, the goal is to set up to crush it in 2026 and beyond. So this is going to be very workshop oriented. So I put together a workbook. I'm going to put it in the chat. So we create the workbook. I put the link on the chat. I want you to open this up right now. There is no login for this or anything. And if you go to that link, that should redirect to a Google Doc. I found for these Zoom webinars, it's best to use a Google Doc. That way you can edit it, you can work from it, even after the webinar, and it makes your life much easier. Is it working? Could you open it? They will say, yes, it works. Okay. When you put it on, Bailey says it works. Okay. If Marsha says it works, then we are done. All right. I want this to be your Google Doc, not my Google Doc. This is a planning document that was put together exclusively for you. When you go to that URL, it's going to ask you to make a copy. In this Google Doc, you can work from and have all the links, checklists, and everything you need in order to really make this an effective use everybody's time. So you're going to see some links, you're going to see some checklists. If that's ideally, you got me on the Zoom and you got another tab open up and where you got this Google Doc that you are going to able to track along with. Fantastic. So everybody can open it. We are good, I guess. Okay. So I'm really excited. We got our generation target calculator. It's a calculator to generate our allocation for the budget. When you click it, you will see a calculator. So we all can work together on it. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to figure out how many leads you need to hit your sales and revenue targets. And then we got a marketing budget planner, also a web base that it will keep up you figure out, okay, I want to get there. How much do I need to spend? And it will help you segment where those dollars need to go. So we're going to make it very practical and simple for you to get massive clarity on how we are going to accomplish your goals here in 2026 with your digital marketing plan. Can everybody open that calculator?
Yes.
Okay, good. So this time it really works fast. Like I say, we have set clear goals, Realign KPIs, map out the plan and budget, important trends, and we're going to talk about channels and set up your massive success in 2026 and beyond. So we download our book. We can see calculator. And before we start, who are we and why you should listen to us? First of all, we have been working almost more than 5 years with pest control companies, and we are an associated member of the National Pest Management Association. And also, I love to attend every NPMA event because as much as you attend these meetings, conferences, academies, forums, you learn more about the industry. So I think that is what makes us different than most other digital marketing agencies. And also working with pest control companies or home service industries, you learn every day. We started exhibiting at Pest World in 2024. That's where we first met Barry. And also this year, thanks for stopping by our booth. And why we are doing that? Because we want to understand the unique challenge and struggles of pest control and wildlife businesses that they face. And also we provide data-driven strategies. We are currently managing nearly 60 home service and home development accounts, internet marketing nationwide. And several clients have achieved plus $2 million. And our mission is committed to helping 100 plus pest control and wildlife removal companies triple their sales. So building a strong presence for them, attract high quality leads. We are a small company, but we're really looking forward to be the best in pest control industry. Let's go to our next slide. What are the biggest marketing trends? We know that AI is becoming a big thing and it is a little bit scary, but it helps us a lot. I'm worried about the change in the algorithm. A lot of companies in pest control, lawn care, wildlife, or home service are getting swallowed up, and the private equity firms are consolidating their spend and they're being even more aggressive than ever with the marketing strategy. So how does that make you feel like with these all AI chat engines? Do you concern about your visibility? So last 10 to 15 years, it was almost exclusively that when someone needs your service, they would go online to Google and it was the only lion's share. And there's still people using Nextdoor, NG, Thumbtack, and all these platforms. But now there's a new player that's really emerged, ChatGPT. We need to make sure as we are thinking about 2026, we are not focused exclusively on Google, but we're also looking at those other generative engines. That's one really important trend. And I will talk more about that when discussing search engine optimization specifically. So this is one of the biggest trends for 2026. And the second one is online scheduling. Why? Like it or not, your consumers is more and more conditioned to not call, but to get things done on an app or schedule directly online. In some cases, we can see they just read your reviews and want to book it online. As an example, most of customers, they no longer driving out to a market and getting out of the car and walking through the aisles and pulling the stuff off and going home. They're literally going to the app. They are picking the 12 items that they want and expect someone to go out and get it for them and bring it to their home, right? So there's some things have moved. And if you give them the option to schedule directly online from your website, pick a day, pick a time, and have your technician show up and do the work, that removes friction and makes it easier for them. If you haven't already put some type of online scheduling function on your website, you're giving yourself a massive disadvantage. So we will talk about this when we talk about optimize your website for conversion and leverage also marketing automation. But I think online scheduling is, in my mind, is a must if you want to win in 2026 and give yourself the lowest cost per lead possible. And there is number 3, two-way text messaging and online chat. If they want to explain their problem and are given the option to text or to call and speak to somebody at your office and explain their problem and then given their address and give all these details on the phone, they consider that their time at a premium. So if they are given the option to text, answer a couple of questions, give you their address, and know that your technician is going to show up, that would be their preference. Number 1 would be online scheduling, but number 2 definitely would be give them the option two-way messaging with you. This technology exists, and you can also create an automated system. It creates a better experience for your client and less resistance for them to adjust your business. With all these trends, I'm not saying that you don't want to answer phone, or I'm not saying that you don't want to optimize your website for phone calls as well, but just recognize where things are headed. There's a certain portion of your client base and prospect base that would much prefer these more advanced options to book their job and get their problem solved. Number 4 is speed to lead, especially for people filling in web forms or requesting information or scheduling directly online. If you or somebody in the office isn't following up quickly in the ways that they want to be followed up, they're probably going to wind up somewhere else. They're going to hit the back button, call the next contractor, and you're going to miss that opportunity. AI technology exists now, where some contractors, especially the larger private equity firms, are putting automation in place where a request comes in, a phone call, a text message, and an email go out immediately. Yesterday, I had a strategy session with a customer, with a lead. So they are $11 million yearly revenue company in Idaho. So before the strategy session at 6 p.m. Eastern time, I just wanted to try how they are replying the calls. I couldn't reach anybody. I think it was off hours, but I immediately received a text, immediately received an email. I immediately received, because I've also submitted a form, immediately receive a text. And they also follow up next day. And today, I did my strategy session yesterday, and today I also received another text asking if there's anything they can help me with. These are the things you should be considering for 2026. This is really important if you are not leveraging some type of marketing automation in the way you follow up with the leads you are generating, in the way you follow up with your one-time customer to convert them into a repeat buyer. You want to be paying attention because you already spent that marketing budget for these leads. But if you don't follow up at least 5 to 7 times, they will go to the next contractor. And then number 5, I think it's a big trend going into 2026 is using video-based content, like really making your organization, making your team as authentic and real as possible, because right now we can use ChatGPT, we can use Claude to crank out hundreds and hundreds of pages of content, literally thousands of words. So the internet for home services content is becoming overwhelming. And I know AI is a big trend. I know videos created by AI is huge. But the one thing we forget is people wants to do business with other people. Somebody on your team can show up on video and address their challenges, your customers, your leads, or address why they might want to choose you versus the competition. You can stand out from all the AI generated content that is being spun up and being generated. So I could go on with a lot of trends, but I think these are the top five I really want to feature with you. As we think about 2026, we think about the change, we definitely need to pay attention to number six that didn't get a ballot on here. I think it's important. If we know that people are using ChatGPT and other generative engines, they may actually speak to ChatGPT and say, hey, I'm looking for a good pest control company in my area. Who would you recommend? GPT is processing that request and is just spitting out the results. I'm going to show you how you are coming up in those results and how you can optimize to show up on these ChatGPT or Perplexity or other AEOs or other content generating platforms. I think everything is clear until now. I'm going forward. First thing, set clear goals. If you don't know our goal, how would we proceed? I'm a big fan of Brian Tracy. I'm not sure how many of you know Brian Tracy. And if you ever listen to a Brian Tracy audio and gone to one of his seminars or studying any of his books, he's got a great book called The Ultimate Goal Setting Program. And this is a little bit old school book, but still rings true. And he was studying some of the most successful business owners in the country and really looking at what the difference between the successful one and the unsuccessful ones were. And what he found was most successful companies have massive clarity from 1 year to the next, from one quarter to the next, and from 1 month to the next terms of where they are going. There was a great quote in there. It was that success is goals. So, what is your goal for 2026? We are going to spend some time getting super clear on these goals. That's why we have that calculator. Let me share it also on my screen. I want you to open up your workbook and separate on a separate tab, pull it up, and we are going to look at this together. There's a couple of data points I would like you to write down in your workbooks. Let me share my screen with the calculator. Oh, the name of the book. Okay, let me write it to you. The name of the book I'm sharing on the chat. This is the name of the book, and name of the author is Brian Tracy. All right, you're welcome, Jenny. Like I said, we are going to spend some time getting super clear on these goals. So that's why I want you to open the workbook. There's a couple of data points I would like you to write down in your workbooks there. What is your average monthly revenue? Like how much revenue is the business generating on average today? How many recurring jobs are you running on a typical month? What is the typical number of jobs being run on a consistent basis? And then other metrics that are going to help us form some of the planning that we are going to do. What's your average transaction value? So I know it's different for initial service, it's different for yearly or quarterly, but I think averagely yearly contracts are between something 600 to 900, depending on the location for general pest control company. You can write these down. And if you look at the revenue generated divided by all these service calls, let me open a calculator. Let me share my screen with the calculator. I'm going to do a real example with you. Also, one more thing before I want to do a real example. I want you to note that how many trucks do you have right now? I think it's on page 3 in your workbook. Everybody just fill that in and hopefully you have this data on your fingertips. And if you don't know the exact numbers, I've been there too. That's okay. Put what you think it is, and then it may be worth spending a little bit of time after the fact researching and running some numbers and really knowing these numbers. You might not have the exact numbers right now. I would love for each of you to give me how many trucks do you have in the business right now? All right. I want to do a real example with a calculator. So here is my screen. Now you can see my calculator, right? So you can also have it on your tab, right? Okay, let's make a real example. Can you give me an exact number? Nobody has a number. Should I try by myself? Let's say you are planning to earn 2 million. So this is your current annual revenue. And your goal is, let's say, 22,250,000. Okay, let's see. Your target annual revenue is 2,250,000. Okay, so that means 12.5 growth. Your average contract value, let's say, it should be something, if it is a general pest control yearly contract, is something between 600 and 900. So let's say it's 700. Everybody's annual churn is different. For home service industries, it's different, but for pest control industry, it's different. It should be something between 10 to 20. What is your churn? Yearly churn, do you have an idea? Can we say 15 or 10? Let's say 15, okay? I know we all receive leads from different channels, but that doesn't mean we close every lead. So let's say we have a close rate 52, okay? That means with this average contract value, 700, we have current customers, 2,857 in this case, and target customers, 3,214. We calculate 15% yearly churn and net growth. We needed 357 new customers. Let's do a reverse engineering. Total new customers to replace the churn for the growth. That means 786 new customers. If you want to break down this monthly, and what we need is monthly, say 62 new recurring customers. If our close rate is 52, that means we need 126 monthly leads, but real leads. That means we need monthly execution targets. We need high quality 126 leads, and we need deals closed for 66 recurring customers. Yearly, we need 786 total new customers to reach that 2,250,000 revenue with 15% churn rate. Is that clear until that point?
Yes.
All right. So has anybody any question? Okay. We are clear that everybody can use that calculator and understands what is missing or to define their goals. Okay. Fantastic. The next piece of puzzle is I'm not going to spend so much time on this, keeping the same calculator open. Let's figure out how much money we should invest in marketing and helping you figure out how to spend those dollars as wisely as possible. I'm going to share planning a marketing budget. We have a target for 2,250,000. Okay. So what should be our marketing investment as a percentage revenue? Everybody is different, I know, when it comes to marketing. But generally, maintain your current situation with competitors and also with the market. To maintain it, you need to spend like 1 to 5%. So you want to have a growth strategy. If you have a growth strategy, you need to spend like 6 to 10% of your revenue. If you want to grow aggressively, you need to spend like 15%. Barry, what is in your mind for marketing investment? What should be the percentage for you?
Rest me, I'm sorry. I'm in shock here.
Why?
I'm looking at these numbers and I'm in shock. I do more business than here, but your numbers are very good. I don't know if anybody could hear me.
Yeah, everybody is saying you're good.
Everybody's hearing me, okay. But I do more business than the 2 million. But the situation is I'm looking for more leads, but I don't spend $14,000 except when I'm with Google, which I refuse to do.
I know you don't like Google, Barry.
I
I know.
don't. So
No,
let's
I'm not talking. This is not only about Google. So, what are you planning to spend as a percentage? So, I can change this. This is for 7.5. It's just a calculator. So,
understand. So let's say in terms of money, I wanted to spend $5,000 a month.
Let's see.
Look at the real thing. Well, let's say $5,000 a month.
All right, let's say 3%, okay? You want to keep your position, let's say 3%. How are you going to allocate that budget, okay? Marketing budget doesn't mean only internet marketing. It also means offline marketing. It also means you need to allocate some percentage of that budget to your repeat business or your current customers, because when everybody is thinking about marketing, they all think about, okay, let's spend our money on leads. Let's spend our money for prospects. But no, you should also keep your current customers happy. That's why I allocated 60%. Offline means like your branding on tracks, billboards, or maybe local events, like you can support your local soccer team in your neighborhood, and 10% for repeat business. This is a suggestion from my side, but you can play with the numbers. What about online marketing breakdowns? I always think SEO needs good attention, so you can allocate 50% to SEO, 30% PPC, NSA, and then 20% display retargeting, either with Google or Facebook Markets. In that case, I'm not going to talk a lot about this, but this is the basic marketing breakdown or marketing budget allocation. So you can see a clear idea of how much you are spending and how many leads you need for the goal, how many marketing budget you need for these goals. Any question on these numbers? Bailey says 2.3 million and 2026, 2.5 million. Can we look at? Sure, we can look at this. Let's see, 25. That means 8.7 percentage growth. What is your churn rate, Bailey? So what is it, like 10, 15, 20? 10. Okay, let's put it 10. I'm sure you're getting leads from different channels. What is your close rate on these leads? 45. So you have 10 monthly sales needed, 52 recurring customers, 114 leads you need every month, total yearly new customers is 614, and you have 329 to replace the churn or net growth. You want to have a growth that spans 7%, or better, we wouldn't like this. Let's make it 5 or 6. 6. And same allocation, you can have your numbers daily. You can play with it by yourself, see how much you need for online marketing breakdown and how much you need for offline. Let's go back to our presentation. I think we are clear about this. All right. So we have our goals. We have how many leads will you need to get there. Also, we have the calculations, the percentage we need to invest in marketing and marketing budget allocations, and then our marketing strategy. So it's on page 3 in your workbook. We have an accelerated growth model. So how we can optimize our marketing. First things first, we need drive leads. And how do we do that? We want to make sure we are taking advantage and full advantage of the organic play first. First, we started search engine optimization, which is the unpaid, no cost per click opportunities, which typically going to be your lowest cost and highest quality leads. As I said, that some of you might be like, oh, SEO, like really, is that still even a thing with AI, with the way things are shifting? Does SEO even matter going into 2026? Okay. I want to tell you, when we run a search today, yes, the algorithm has changed. And yes, the search results have changed. Like a couple of years ago, it used to be like first organic results. When we type in your city, pest control, wildlife removal, termite control, rodent control, whatever the term is that your customer will be typing, we got local service ads at the top always. When I search for New Jersey pest control, first we see local service ads. Then we see Google ads, and then this is Active and Orkin, and then Google results come. Even with Google results, we used to call it local pack, but now it's not local 3-pack. Now also in this area, there is a sponsored part, either at the bottom or at the top. And then we have organic results. We still have a place on search results as organically. Okay. We got the map listings and the organic non-paid results. 70% of clicks on mobile devices and on desktop are still going to the map, and organic listings, 67% go to the first couple of results. So yes, things have changed, but you absolutely don't want to sleep on coming up in these organic results. One of the companies we are working in North Jersey, they're providing service in northern North New Jersey and Rockland County and Manhattan. I just wanted to give you an example. They're a full service pest control company and providing service both for commercial and residential customers in North Jersey and Rockland County, New York. We set up their website from scratch and we got it ranked, and for literally too many terms in and around Gloucester, New Jersey, for pest control service, for termite control, for rodent control. They come up really strong in the map listings, in the organic listings. I want to show you the results. So we really track very closely how much they're investing in online marketing. They don't do Google ads like Uberries. It's only SEO work. They're spending, like, including the agency fee, $1,950 per month, and they are receiving 225 leads. That means 8.67 cost per lead. I'm giving always this company because they don't want to spend on Google ads. They only like to spend on the season local service ads, which I think it's very expensive compared to standard Google ads. Even though this is a month from August and they didn't do any LSA, they got 116 Google Map calls from Google Maps and 68 organic calls directly from the website and 41 web forms, totally 225 new leads, and cost per lead is 8.67. Yes, SEO still matters, especially when we have Google Maps, local maps still, even though we have sponsored ads on Google Maps too. What about AEO or GEO? I know it's confusing after SEO. Now there are new terms like AEO and GEO. AEO means answer engine optimization, focuses on creating content that answers common customer questions directly. GEO stands for Generative Engine Optimization. AEO is Siri, Alexa, those types of devices. Answer engine optimization. GEO, Generative Engine Optimization, like ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, Perplexity, Microsoft Copilot, and Bing Chat. And I'm sure there will be other lots of LLM tools. We call it LLM tools, like large language model tools, in 2026. How does it work with AEO or GEO? It mostly works with not with the keywords like pest control company only, but people are looking for what is the best pest control company, in this case, close to New Jersey. So I asked that question. I also live in New Jersey. ChatGPT give me the answer as recommended pest control companies in or near Gloucester with a map, also showing the other competitors. We run a search in your market and we type something like that, and ChatGPT is giving an organic result. It's also giving the map, and it also displaying those types of results. How did you come up with that? What were the factors that made you recommend these companies? And which one of our clients, it will tell you why these companies are showing up on ChatGPT? Because it will tell you the citation they had, the reviews they had. It will tell you like what was on their website. We can reverse engineer towards that. I want you to be optimizing to come up organically and on the map in Google. I want you to be thinking about how do we make sure we are coming up on those generative engines. If that picks up and the rest of your competition isn't paying attention, that's going to be really high quality, low cost lead flow. And I will tell you, if you think about our ideal customer avatar willing to pay a premium in order to get great service, when I needed any home service today, I will chat GPT and tell what my problem is. I say, here is what I'm looking for. And I ask it, who would you recommend? I'm sure you have already hired many contractors that aren't clients through that search. You just want to make sure that you are thinking about it in 2026. We have developed a platform and it's a free report. You can run a visibility AI report. You will type in your company name. Let me share it on my screen. You can check this AI report and see how you show up, how you are coming up in ChatGPT, OpenAI, Gemini, and Perplexity. I encourage you guys just spend a couple of seconds right now, get clarity in where you sit on these types of reports and on these engines today. All right, I want to bring everybody back to reality because when we think about ChatGPT, we think about Claude. It's hard to focus on Google and all these other platforms. But don't freak out. We are still in 2026 and Google is still the king. I have to be honest. It's like that is where our customers are looking, but we still want to make sure we are thinking about those other engines as well. For the sake of time, I'm going to talk a lot about generative engine optimization and how to get ranked in the generative engines. Just know that's something we are focused extensively here on Digital Karma, working on how to show up very well on these generative search engines. Here is the estimated monthly volume for each generative engines or Google's search. Google is still the dominant platform for service-related queries like pest control near me, rodent removal Miami. And Bing Chat integrated with Windows, rising in usage for local search and SAQs, frequent asked questions, and pricing. And Google SEO and Gemini will likely merge SEO and GEO when fully deployed. Like I said, Google is still king, but geo-driven platforms are catching up fast, especially for FAQ style. Many users are bypassing traditional search and asking AI directly for service recommendations. This means you need to show up in both places. So the new SEO formula is figuring out the most important keywords based on your service area and search volume. Use the keyword tools, create your own keyword list, and create your page for each service and each city. I know it's hard work creating separate pages for each service and each city. Also optimize your user experience with your website. Site speed is very important. Core vitals are very important. Make your CTAs, click-through actions visible, and optimize your website for on-page SEO, which means like good content, good titles, good descriptions, and build your authority. That means having backlinks and citations from good websites and track your results. Any questions until now? I feel like I talk a lot. We also created a keyword list in your workbook for your pest control and wildlife removal business. These are the keywords you should really work on hard, even for both for SEO and both for ad results. Also, AI search terms works differently, so you need to work on FAQ type of questions. You can directly download it from this link. You also have it on your workbook. If you have any questions after the webinar, you got all these keywords, and if you don't have an idea of how do I use this, how do I get some actionable intelligence behind it, what I would like to offer for everybody that's participating in this workshop with us going into 2026 is let us run a baseline report for you. This takes your company, your service area, and the services you provide, combine that with the most commonly searched terms, run that against a filter to figure out which keywords have the most search volume in your area. We will do that work, and then we will actually want to run our reports, show you exactly where you're coming up on Google Maps, on the generative engine, so that you can see, all right, we're coming up really well here, and we are missing these opportunities. I do think that this kind of foundation of your digital marketing footprint is going into 2026. So if you want to get that done, go to Digital Karma / book a call. We will give you the keyword based on your service area, based on your keywords. We will show exactly where you're coming up. We would also love to have a conversation about how we could help and what it would look like to work together. No pressure, no obligation, no uncomfortable conversation. If you are serious about this and want this data going into 2026, just go to digitalkarma.com and book a call. So we can do all the work for you. You can have a clear idea how you can proceed for 2026. We will hand it to you completely free of charge. I can talk about SEO for hours, but I want to go to paid search. Also, I want you to do something in your book. There are some red lights before going to paid search. You can make a highlight up here and red, green, and yellow highlights. And you can highlight your situation on SEO. There's a green, yellow, and red. So you can say, okay, yellow, always room for improvement. Or red, okay, I have a lot to do. And if you think you are green, fantastic. That means you just need to maintain your position. What do you think your position on SEO? Is it green, red, or yellow? Next up is we got to drive paid leads, paid search, paid traffic. I would love for us all just to be able to do organic and call it a day, but it doesn't work like that because the competition is high. Google is still the king. And now Google has more space for ads. If you want to hit that goal, we want that consistent lead generation. So we are going to need to do some paid advertising as well. The foundation for digital marketing is organic and a good website. It works very well together. Built to convert page for each of our services coming up in those generative and Google related search. I think all of us, if we got some money to invest, should be investing in two things: Google ads and local service ads. Why? Because in every market, there's people searching. They are at the bottom of the funnel. They've got a problem they need to solve. And we can capture those opportunities with paid advertising in local service ads and Google ads. Now, I would say up from there, before you spend more money on other channels, you want to put remarketing also in place, which is just dropping a pixel on anyone gets to your website so that they can see. We can advertise them directly through display advertising. If somebody lands on your web page once, we should follow up with them wherever they go. Either they are spending time on Meta or Facebook or spending time on other websites. We should follow up with our display ads on Google platform and also on Facebook and Meta. They are no longer just a random homeowner at that point. They have already visited your web page. If they got to your website and they're in our local service market, we want for the next 30 to 90 days to be aggressively remaining top of their mind, because not everybody that gets to your website converts right on the spot. Usually we are seeing like 20 to 40% conversion, which means more than 50 of your prospects get to the website. They have a problem they are looking to solve, but they just haven't pulled the trigger yet. We can dynamically advertise to those people through display advertising, just those who visited our website for that window of time. If they are not buying today, they may think to buy 15 days later, 30 days later, or 60 days later. But they have already seen your brand. They have already landed your website. So they need to see you at least 5 to 7 times. If it's not urgent, like rodents at home. I also think there's a case we made that we should stretch that retargeting pixel as far as we can, because we don't want to just have them do business with us once, right? We want them to remember us so that they refer to their friends and family. Because we capture them, we did the job for them, but still they are seeing, because they visited our websites in the next 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. Remember us, so that they refer to their friends and family, so they use us again in the future. I really think retargeting is a no-brainer. Let's remain top of mind with the people in our world, but then also automation. You want to make sure, like I gave you the example, I just went to their website for my strategy session. I just fill up a form and I just made a call. They are still following me today. They're asking me, are you still thinking for a termite control? Because my problem on the form was termite control. If we were investing in paid ads, and then we need to be leveraging marketing automation to follow up, which we will talk about here in a minute. Up from here, you're going to pay per lead services, also different channels. I'm not sure people like NG anymore. Has anybody worked with NG before?
Yes, I have.
How was it, Barry?
Terrible.
Terrible. Okay, nobody likes NG. I don't like NG too, but maybe somebody has had a better experience. But Thumbtack is becoming a big thing, so we are working on it. I'm not sure about it. Has anybody used Thumbtack yet?
Use Thumbtack and Saxon.
Did you use Thumbtack?
Still use it.
Oh, okay, you like it. Great. Because I thought it will be also a good thing in 2026 to work on Thumbtack. So why we need to pay attention on local service ads, like I mentioned before, because now Google is still the king. If you want to be on top, ranking in your area. In my case, I have a customer in Bergen County, New Jersey. They won't show up on first four because they don't do any Google ads. This is local ads. This is sponsored results. If you want to dominate your area, if you want to pest control in Larchmont, New York, it's another customer. They dominate the area because they pay for Google local service ads. They pay for Google ads. They have great Google My Business. They have great websites. So they also spend time on search engine optimization. I know we all have experiences with Google Ads, and some of them are really bad. Some of them are really good. So how do you invest your pay-per-click? We are still finding average cost per lead from local service as more than paid search on Google Ads. But we are still finding the quality on those local service ads are great as well. All the leads coming from local service ads are great, but the price is so high. It's something between 70 to 150 depending on the location. But definitely if you want to dominate your area, want to pay attention to local service ads. Number two is on PPC's Google Ads, which we all heard about pay-per-click term, pay-per-click advertising. So if our key terms, we make sure we are bidding enough to come up in the results. We track those results and we drive outcomes. I know a lot of pest control and wildlife and home service industries, home service companies have been burned by investing in Google Ads, but there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. If we are just picking all of the service terms, we are having one text ad, we are driving them to the homepage, that is a recipe for disaster because it doesn't work like this. You're going to have low relevancy, a low quality score, and you're not going to be converting those leads into jobs and conversions anyway. It all works together. You have different copy tags, you have different videos, you need to have different images, you need to have separate page for every service in order to have the most out of Google Ads, in order to have a high quality score. You need to have a website converting those leads into jobs, converting clicks into leads, and then jobs and conversions. If you do this right, like we actually set up ad groups, reason from them to click on us and take action and to choose us versus the competition. And if we got marketing automation on the back end so we can convert those leads, this can be a really effective strategy. I have been to several experiences at several conferences and forums at NPMA, and Google Ads is still the biggest lead generation for pest control companies. I don't want to use the next 30 minutes spending on local ads or local service ads, but it should have a healthy 10 to 15 return on investment, which is very profitable and scalable. Here is an example. I also showed that on my previous webinar, and it was about Google Ads. This is one of our customers from Long Island. And these are the August results. We worked together with him. Total PPC investment, including the service fee, is $6,395. And leads via PPC pay-per-click is $272. Average cost per lead is $21, which is amazing number because normally in pest control industry, it is something between 40 to 70. From out of 270 leads, I asked him, how many you converted in August? So 40%. That means 109 book jobs. Average initial service ticket is $350. So they did $38,150 with this total PPC investment. And I asked them, how many of them converted as a new recurring customer? He told me 76. If you calculate, I haven't calculated here. So 76, let's see, recurring customer. I know their first year quarterly plan costs 800 and the second year is 600. So let's say 700. 76 new customer times 700. It's like 53,200 divided by 6,395. That means 8.3 return on investment. This is simple math. Like I said, I can talk about Google Ads for hours, like SEO, because I started doing digital marketing with Google Ads. And for me, it's working very well for pest control industry and also wildlife industry. Number 3 is retargeting. I just talk about this, but sometimes like somebody gets to your website, we can pixel them and they start to see our banner ads and draw them back into our funnel. Relatively simple to set it up. But once you got all the ads and you want to rotate that based on seasonality, especially if you're going on our recency, we are thinking about keeping the customer life cycle engaged with you. You want to be rotating those ads. I will also be talking about automation here a little bit. So I think that is all I can say about Google Ads and remarketing you should work on if you're talking about pay-per-click for pest control industry. How does it look like? Are you trying any Google Ads? And if you are trying, how does it work for you? Is it yellow, green, or red? All right. We talk about drive leads, organic SEO, or search engine optimization. Also talk about paid search. What about database? Have you ever tried database marketing? I think a lot of us miss this. We spend a lot of money driving leads, generating leads, but we don't follow up with the past leads. We already did business before. And we don't follow up with the past customers. Your goal should be to generate a customer that becomes a recurring customer that uses you for years and years. That way, we can increase the lifetime customer value, but then also refers you to others, refers you to their family members, friends, and we do that by effective database marketing. At the most basic, all your prospects, all your customers, we want to be sitting in our platform, whether it's service, software, field route, Testback, Brioche Tag, whatever platform we use, then we want to reach out to them and we want to connect with them and we want to develop further relationship with them. So database activation at its most simple is going back to your unconverted lead and making them an offer. So it's going back to your past customers and making them an offer. Have you ever tried to reactivate your past customers?
Yes,
What do you do, Barry?
I email them.
How often do you email them?
Not often, once maybe a year. I'm doing that right now, actually.
Okay.
But it's important to know why they left. If they owed a lot of money, you don't want to bring them back. We lose a lot of people we lose 20 or 30 people because they don't pay us a month. You don't want to go back to them. So it's all according why they left. A lot of people
Yeah.
actually have done, but I'm going back to all my old customers or my old addresses and I'm doing that. I'm sending an email.
Email is a good version because I work with phone service companies and they might have sent one email once a year like you and reached them a couple of times and that was about it. Very simple example. Seasonally, quarterly, you don't need to even do it like once a month. You just need to do it like seasonally, like every season. And you can take your list of past customers who paid, say, hey, this is one example. Hey, John, this is Alice with Bob's Pest Control. With cooler weather moving in, Pest starts looking for warm places to hide, including your home. As your trusted pest control professional, we are running a limited special for $50 off a new annual pest protection plan. Simply reply with yes, and we will send you a coupon with the details. So this is an automation campaign and only sending this to past customers. We tried this with one customer. We sent it like 10,000 past customers and we had 300 replies. We had 119 book initial service jobs, 80 completed yearly contract. That means 56,000 yearly contract revenue. In revenue, it's almost like spending nothing. Only the software and taking the database from your software and using the automation campaign. If you plan it seasonally for the whole year, it really works because they already know you. So at some point, you lose them. Either this reason or that reason, or maybe at that certain point, they need you. So it's always good to be on consistent and catching up with the old customers. If we are doing that constantly, at least quarterly, you are doing a good job. You can say you are on green, and that means you are doing this really well. Yellow, we do it every now and then, like you, Barry. And there's no need that you're going, it's red. Just let me know in the chat or in your workbook. I think it must be on page 7. Mark says green. Good. Any other comments?
Yes. I would recommend to people to text. And I know AI pest and they're charging like a penny a text and it's much cheaper than most companies do. I know that you don't push other people, but that's somebody that would work with you. People don't know. I don't know how many people are here or listening, but text is usually 3 or 4 cents. You could get sued with text, but this company is charging a penny. So it's very cheap and you could text and get what you're recommending. It's a good idea.
We should have put that in our 2026 marketing plan. What else do we have? We also have to convert. We got to convert the leads into jobs, the traffic into calls, the one-time customer into repeat customer. When it comes to conversion, we need to maximize our conversions. The main conversion factor for you right now is your website. All other marketing being equal, they see your billboard, your truck, your ad. They are going to wind up Googling your company, looking at your reviews and getting to your website. That is where they either convert or they don't convert. A lot of people call off Google Maps. They call from other places. But if your website is not built to convert, it's bleeding opportunity. How do we maximize our conversion from visitors to callers? Again, I could spend hours just on this, but I don't want to go too much into this. But I want you to make sure that you get a website that has the right conversion factors, which I will briefly touch. Good example, Optimum Pest Control. We built their website from scratch. We first started doing SEO and Google Ads. Then we decided to change their website because it was taking too much time to remake it from the current one. All right, so how do we get our website to convert in today's market? What is the most important thing I want you to focus on is first phone call. Make it easy for them, okay? Your phone number should be on the right and always sticky, either desktop or mobile, because 70% of the traffic coming from mobile. People are not going to desktops anymore. It also varies in the industry. Make it easy for them to click the button. We have always optimized for phone calls, but today's customer would like to schedule online. Give them that option to schedule directly from your website because they can read your reviews and directly book from your websites. Also, you should have an option to pay online and it connect their account, either Fieldroot account, Passback, whatever software you are using to your website. Your current website should be able to connect their account in the software. Are you doing online scheduling today? Yes or no? Do you have an option on your website? No. Okay. All right. In some softwares, we can also connect it directly to your software. We can do it in HubSpot. I have to check it if we are working on Feedroot to connect it directly to Feedroot. And third one is we want to make sure we got two-way text messaging. Some customers will book online and they are soft book online, but some want to talk to somebody and some people want to have a conversation. So you should give them a chance to text or chat with you. They can enter their name, their cell phone number, and they type in quick inquiry. And ideally, you can automate the first couple message like, "Hey, Sheila, thanks for reaching out. How can I help you?" Now we are two-way text messaging and they type whether they're going to type, and then through AI or through a real person on the back end, we can have an intelligent conversation that leads to great, let's pick up a time or actually get that scheduled in. A bit of laundry list for you. Like I said, we can talk about it and put credibility with authority simple like BBB, NGCs, NPMA, or any certificate. Showcase your online reviews because people like to see real authentic reviews on your webpage, not the ones you manually enter on your webpage, and it should update itself. The second thing is on maximize conversion is reputation management. Your reviews, what people are saying about you online, will massively drive your Google Map rankings. It is the most important feature for ranking on Google Maps. It will also massively it will impact the conversion from lead to book job because most people, they actually call, they will search your company and read reviews, and there's not any good reviews or there's not enough reviews and there's not a lot of positive reviews. If there's not recent reviewers, it is the red flag. And they will probably end up calling somebody else. The best thing you can do is to automate the way you request reviews after every service call. Let me know what you are using for your review generator. Are you using Bird Eye, Applause, Approve? Let me know. Which one are you?
We're using a pro. We used to use Bird Eye. Bird Eye is terrible. Applause is very good, and Approve is excellent.
Oh, good to hear that you love Approve.
Very good.
Anybody else? Do you guys use any review generator software? All right, we talk about it. So they're all connected to Feedroutes or Bird. They have also connection, API connection to Pestpack or BriocheStack. I use this example because I know we have been working with Bird Eye and Applause. Now we are working with Approve. So this is how you get great reviews. This is how you get lots of reviews if you use a review generator software. And now automation. You're generating leads from local service ads, Google Ads, Camtech, NG. Those reviews is a big driver of local visibility. Next one is automation. What helps you to convert them with higher percentage? I think one of the key drivers that's going to help separate you from competition in 2026 is automating things. Because 50 to 60 of inbound leave unconverted and 90% of web forms fail to convert. The reason is today's market. If you don't follow up in 15 minutes or less, your lead goes cold. They have too many other options. They hit the back button. They contact the next company. They book directly online and you're out of the game. Speed of lead is the answer for 2026. You got to follow up quicker. You got to follow up more frequent. Most customers that don't book on the initial call need to be followed up with at least 5 to 7 times before booking. Like I had the example 2 days ago. They're still following up with me today with a text message saying, "Are you still looking for a termite control?" That company from Idaho, I fill a form just for my strategy session a day before. And your customer in today's market would prefer text messaging than phone. Most of you are not text messaging your customers at all. The answer, if you are not deploying these strategies, is leverage automation so that every web form gets scheduled gets followed up with 2 minutes or less. They get a phone call from your office that connects to somebody on your team. They get a text message, "Hey, I saw you reach out. Let me know, how can I help?" They get an email as well, even though they are going to ignore the email. Then you want to automate your sequence where they're going to get followed up with every couple of days automatically, like I'm being followed up. "Hey, I just wanted to check in. Did you get that result? Let me see, what did I receive today?" "Hi, Faye, again here with pest control. I would love to get you on the schedule for treatment. Can I call you with that estimate?" It has this huge impact on your conversion. And then we want to use that same technology once they become a customer to drive them to write a review, to give us a referral, and to use us again and again. In the future, they have other problems we can solve within their home, or for cross-sell. We talk about this average marketing. This is an example of how things are working. The other cool thing, AI voice answering. I haven't put that on that presentation. If you are going to voicemail today, like, that's unacceptable, right? I sometimes call companies before my strategy session, pest control wildlife business companies, and sometimes nobody replies because either they are small, they are busy with the other line, or they have 2, 3 people in the office. But there is no reason you could have an AI answer and say, "Hey, thanks for calling our office. How can I help you?" Get their name, get their phone number, and get their email address. The AI voice technology exists, and you can directly have an email from the notes that AI voice agent took for you. Strategically, the goal here is strategically have the goal of getting them to book us a time, a date for you to get a technician into the home. With AI voice agent, there is no missed calls. There's automation. If you are using automation, just rate green, yellow, or red. Though you already have it dialed in, is it green or yellow? What's your situation right now? Because I think if it is red, it is a big opportunity for you to convert more leads. Because if you haven't used it before, it will work immediately with you. Are you using any AI automation?
Yes.
Oh, good. Is it
Yes.
either message or email?
Text.
Text. Okay. All right. Next up is we talk about how we are generating leads, optimizing results, how we optimize the results. Like whenever I talk with a contractor, we are talking about accelerating their growth and their goals for the next year. And we say, "Okay, how much are you willing to invest to get that 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, or 10 million? They want to keep the spend exactly where it was. Typically, we want to get to the next level, assuming an return on investment. We are going to need to spend a little bit more. That's where that budget allocation sheet that we worked through earlier comes into play. If I recommend you to go back to calculator.digitalkarma.com and really commit to a budget that makes sense, that is going to help you get where you want to go. A lot of times you got to spend a little bit more than you might feel comfortable with. From there, we want to know if you can track, all right, I'm spending that 10 grand amount. How many leads am I getting? How many jobs are generating? How many calls are you generating? Do you have an idea how many form sub are you generating? What is my average cost per lead? Then no one wants to do that. No one wants to do that, right? Spending money without tracking. I'm not selling you just to spend money in a vacuum. Let's make sure we know exactly what our average cost per lead is. Average cost per lead makes financial sense with the with the constraints of our goals, within the constraints of our profit margins, and all of those other targets. You are really having a dashboard that will help you to see how much should I spend. Are you following up your Google Ads? Do you know your cost per conversion? Do you know how many calls are coming from? This is an example. This is one of our dashboard. Do you know how many calls are coming from Google Ads? How many calls are coming from Google My Business? How many calls are coming from Bing? How many calls are coming from Google Organic? Or maybe you have a billboard with your brand and they directly go to your website. How many calls are coming from the people who directly writes your link on Google Chrome or Safari? You need to have an idea of these things in order to allocate your marketing budget. This is one of our customers. They have 1,119 total leads, and this is a total investment. An average cost per lead is $10.85. 210 is organic calls, 134 is total PPC calls, 409 is Google Maps calls, 366 web forms, web forms and chats. 1,119 total leads. In this case, we are so clear that we are spending time and money on Google Maps, search engine optimization, website, and PPC, and we really have an idea for each of them and how much you pay for each. Who is tracking these numbers? Are you tracking these numbers? Are you tracking your calls? Are you tracking the source these calls are coming from? Do you have a setup for this?
I don't have a setup. I only know how many calls I do and how many I answer a day.
Can you listen to them?
Yes.
Recordings?
Yes.
Amazing. Do you have an idea about how many web forms are coming also?
Yes. And I can tell you the answer 96 to 100% of our calls, which is excellent. But it wasn't like that years ago.
What is the tool are you using for?
You're using voice for pest, and I'm using a human being in Jamaica to check it. And I check it every day.
Amazing. It's good that you are tracking your leads, average cost per lead, and total spend. What about return on investment? Do you have a real idea? Who cares if my average cost per lead is 10.85 if I'm not generating a return on investment from that? We got two ideas that we like to use for return on investment. Customer service representation conversion rate is 50% in this case. Out of 1,119 total leads, 85% of them are high quality leads. Because sometimes it's the wrong call, sometimes it's a spam form. Out of 951 qualified calls. So customer service representative conversion rate is 50%. And that means 475 book leads. 475 book leads, so they cover 70% of them as recurring customer conversion. That means 332 new recurring customer. So their yearly plan is 700. That means 232,400 projected revenue. Investment breakdown, 2,990 for service fee, 900 for paid search, including all SEO, website management, Google Ads spend, e-marketing. Expected return on investment is 19.53. So you need to know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers confidently, you don't know where to go next. What am I going to do next quarter? Do I need to buy another truck? Do I need to hire another technician? On return on investment, is it red, yellow, or green? Hazel says green. So this was super practical today. We did some work and see you guys still with me, chatting with me, engaging with me. Thank you very much, especially you, Barry. I've gone more than, I think, 90 minutes. It's going to be like 2 hours. My goal was to give you a clear roadmap, a clear strategy, set a goal, set a target, reverse engineer that to build the action plan. to set the KPI. Please give me a rating on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being like, you just wasted my time. 10 being like, this was great. I feel like you delivered on the promises of today's session. Thank you very much. And excited to see you guys get the goals and the outcome. I showed you some example. I just want you to think about what would mean for you to have clear strategy, to have tracking and accountability, and to have the horsepower of a company that really specializes in this industry. It's a commitment to helping you get the results and the outcomes. If you need some help, we would love the opportunity to connect with you. And it will start with complimentary assessment, right? It's no obligation, no cost. What we will do is we will run that keyword list for you. We will run the analysis to see where you come up in the main search engines as well as the generative engines. We will review your website, your conversion factors. We will do some mystery shopping like I did, mystery calling, mystery form submitting, and we try and schedule on your website how quickly do we get that call back and follow up. Honestly, you will walk away with massive value in terms of implementing your strategy for 2026. If you want to talk with us about how we can implement it, we will have that conversation as well. You have my number, you have our book a call link, and also you can directly email me. Let me put it in the chat also. That's it for today. Thank you very much. And excited to see you all accomplish your goals in 2026. Do you have any questions? Do you have the workbook? You have the calculator? Except for these, do you have any questions to me? Love the webinar. Thanks, Faye. Bailey said yes. Yes, Barry.
Thank you. And I have your telephone number, so I'm going to call. Thank you very much. You're excellent.
You're welcome, Barry. Hazel says thanks so much, Faye. Mark says thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Have a great day.